'Cause that's the bottom line.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we have something special down here at Birdland this evening. A recording.
Don't you say it, Brad. I know what you're thinking.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we have something special down here at Birdland this evening. A recording for Blue Note Records.
I know you got your own thing that you like to play, too. You can play that. Just play my Us 3 Cantaloupe, okay? That's all I'm asking, Brad.
No, you don't know what I'm thinking, because if you did, this show would be over for today.
Well, no, because if I did, I wouldn't care.
Oh.
Welcome into the Bottom Line Sports Rocker Podcast, Week 7 in the NFL. Here we go. I welcome in Brad Taylor from his basement in Richmond in Madison County, Kentucky. Brad, welcome in.
That's my mother's basement. Thank you very much. And thank you for having me, Dead Air Dennis Dillon.
Well, I haven't had you yet, but when I do, you'll know.
Well, let's hope that day never arrives. You are a married man, just so you know that.
Indeed. Beer Man is not going to be able to make this afternoon show, Bradley. My apologies on behalf of Beer Man. He has a personal family thing, family matters right now, I guess you could say. So our thoughts with Beer Man this afternoon.
I was unaware of this, but whatever's going on in his life, we always wish him the best. He takes care of his family, much like I do, and he looks after them. And it's a tough job, man. It can get you talk about underpaid jobs. Looking after your family when they're getting to a certain age, yeah, it's tough. Believe me, and I have sympathy for anyone who has to do that. And if and Beer Man, we wish you the best. We wish his family the best, and just God bless you, man.
I do have, however, his picks for this week.
Oh.
I do not have his best picks, but I do have his picks for the games as we motor through the 14 games this week. I think there are 2 teams on bye. Where are my notes? And you were going to say something about Circa Sports.
I was going to say something about Circa Sports before you took a little nap on us. Our friends at Circa. CircaSports.com for more information. Just go download the Circa Sports Kentucky app on your smartphone. The highest betting limits, the lowest holds, the best customer service. They're as good as it gets. Whether you're looking at point spreads, totals, money lines, futures, in-games, props, no matter what you're looking at, our friends at Circa have it down pat. And I can promise you, we were down at the Mint at the Gaming Hall over the weekend. And boy, broadcasting from those studios, hovering right over the sportsbook. That is as good as it gets. So feel free to go down there. We'll be going down there again in November. But if you can't make it down there, just download the app today, Circa Sports Kentucky app. And of course, if you have to be 18 years old to gamble. Sorry, kids. And if you have a problem gambling, 1-800-426-2537. They make me say that every time.
So, my apologies on not being able to make the trip with you. I'm sorry, I got my headphones here. Was hoping that I could make the trip down there, Brad, because you and I went down last summer and had a great time, didn't we? At the even in the casino area, we had a great time.
One of us had a great time in the casino area, and I think that was rigged just to upset me to the highest extent, because one of us walked out of there with over $100 and something bucks, and another one of us walked out of there with a ticket for 3 cents, and I'm not kidding. That is not an exaggeration. And the person who won $100 and something bucks had to have his arm twisted just to get me a Starbucks and a bottle at the gas station on the way back. So all I'm going to say when it comes to that episode last year, of which I'm still bitter to the bone over. But anyway, back to you, Darren.
Talking about the same guy that drove you down there, paid for the gas, put up with your fat ass the whole time?
First of all, I'm trying to lose weight. Second of all, I offered to pay for gas, but you were so happy to be down there that you said, no way. No way, Brad. I'm not going to do this. Because if it wasn't for you, Brad, we wouldn't have this little excursion. We wouldn't have this little trip. So allow me to pay for the gas. And then,
that is the truth. That is the truth. You have been there for Circa Sports since day one, and I thank you for it still to this day. So
Well,
stop your whining and let's get to the games. I don't have a recap from last week because that's his job, and he unfortunately is out of commission for the podcast when it comes to that as well. So we'll get to the recap from week 6 next week when we're also recapping week 7. On to the games, week 7.
it is week 7. We've got a game on Thursday night that I did not think that I would be saying just a few months ago. The Cincinnati Bengals, a.k.a. the Fighting Flaccos, are 5.5-point underdogs at home on a Thursday night to Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Total combined ages of the quarterbacks, 81 years old. Steelers, 5.5-point favorites. Total is 44.5. Thursday night football, Dennis.
This is what they're calling the icy hot game, and some of the kids are calling it the Uncle Bowl because these guys remind them of their uncles. Yeah, man, listen, you got the better coach for Pittsburgh. You got the better quarterback on Pittsburgh. You got the better defense on Pittsburgh. Cincinnati probably has the better offense, but it's close. That leads me to say that Pittsburgh will probably win this game, but I do have the Bengals to cover. It's do or die for the Bengals. If they don't, they've got 3 straight games at home, and if they can't pull this one out, their season is truly done. Beerman is taking the Bengals points as well.
Mac Daddy Stogie, give me the Bengals, getting 5.5 at home on this one. By the way, the look-ahead lines for this in the summertime, Cincinnati was a 4.5-point favorite. This line has moved 10 points since the season began. That tells you a lot about, A, the Steelers somehow winning games, we can't figure it out, and the Bengals, Joe Burrow, out. Give me the Bengals, though, tomorrow, Thursday, 5.5-point favorites at home. Total, we like to play the divisional unders, but I don't think you can make an under too low for this one. I'll pass on the total here, but yeah, I love the Bengals tomorrow night. It's one of our Mac Daddy Stogies. Let's go to Sunday. Let's go to Europe. It is Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams. 3-point favorites over Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. Total 44.5, Dennis.
Beerman has taken the Rams in this game. I'm trying to find my notes. I think I'm taking Jacksonville. Jacksonville at home, they played well. They've been prone to making some really dumb mistakes. Trevor Lawrence not watching the play clock, some bad holding calls, some offsides issues. But I think Jacksonville is starting to clean those up, and the Rams are going to be without Puka Nacua. I'll say that again. The Rams are going to be without Puka Nacua. No Puka, no Nacua. And, yeah, I mean, he's such a vibrant part of that offense. I just don't think they're going to be able to execute the same. Their defense is great. I'd probably take a look at taking the under in this game, but give me Jacksonville with the points and to cover.
No Puka, no Nacua. I think that's what your wife tells you every night, Dead Air Dennis. But as far as this game goes, yeah, I'm taking Jacksonville. This is they're playing 2 weeks in a row over there, so maybe they're accustomed to things right now, Jacksonville over the Rams. But I'll take the dog and the points here. But our favorite pick of the night, here's a Mac Daddy Stogie for you, 44.5. I'm going under. Do you hear that? It's the Windy Unders. And yes, the Windy Unders are back. 5-3 so far this year. When you see the wind blowing more than 10 miles an hour, just go under. 5-3 this year. 57% over the years. The wind in Europe. Give me
fresh new voice in the Kentucky Senate race. Conservative hang more.
Hang on. ESPN's getting you again.
Is that ESPN or is that Dead Air Dennis?
No, it's just it's a bleed through, man.
Under 44.5 on the Windy Under. Rams and Jaguars in Europe. Let's go to the game number. Let's go to the 1 o'clock games now. Geno Smith and the Raiders. Road dogs in division. Double-digit road dogs in division to the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Consensus line 11.5 here. Total 45.5 in this one, Dennis.
So it's moving towards the Raiders in this. That's interesting. I know who you're taking. You're taking the same team that Beerman is taking. He's taking the Las Vegas Raiders as well. You're the king of the underdog, especially when it's a double-digit dog, and you're also the king of the division dog. So, and guess what? Already 3 games in for Week 7, I'm joining you. I don't know, man. I mean, Derek Carr coming in to give a pep speech to the team. To Geno Smith and the team. Maybe that had something to do with last weekend's game. I just feel like the Vegas Raiders and a good coach, they've still got a little something to prove, and they're still on the improve. This team is just now starting to find some ground. So I'm going to take I'll take the points, and in Kansas City, obviously, to win. But give me the Raiders on the spread.
It's against my religion to lay double-digit points in the NFL. The Bengals against the Packers last week was maybe Exhibit A of that so far this year. Yes, of course, I'm going to take the Raiders here, but it is not McDaddy Stogie worthy unless I get a little more than 11.5. Chiefs playing very well offensively right now. They get Rashee Rice back in this one. We'll see how he plays and how much they kind of look at him. But yeah, I'm taking I'll take the Raiders here, but yeah, not a McDaddy Stogie. But you talk about the wind. We got more wind in Kansas City. They were a windy under. We played that Sunday night. We got it. We're going to do it again in the divisional unders, under 45.5. That's our Max Daddy Stogie for this game. I'd much rather play the total than the point spread in this one. Let's go to the next game. It is Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins traveling north to face Dylan Gabriel and the Cleveland Browns. Browns, 2.5-point favorites most places here now. Total is 40.
Beerman taking the Cleveland Browns at home. I'm going to do the same. I'm not a believer in the Miami team. I think there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Making Tua come out and apologize after he called his teammates out. I mean, what the hell? I mean, a man should be able to say, look, you ain't playing right. I don't care if it's in the press or if it's to their face or if it's backstage at a Backstreet Boys show. I mean, Tua doesn't like guys not showing up for practice and not showing up for the games. I'm with him. Yeah, Miami's got issues, man, and I think Cleveland, the defense may be top 3 in the NFL. The offense still very much unproven. Again, I like the under in this one. I think this is going to be a sluggish week for a lot of teams, slogging it out. But in Cleveland, I'm taking the Browns, especially against an unproven Miami team.
I'll take Miami with the points, but I'll say this right now. There are a couple teams, a couple of favorites right here that I would think, man, here's a spot where I would like to take a favorite. Cleveland is one of those teams where I would like to lay that 2.5 chalk and maybe lay some chalk on Cleveland and just ignore Miami altogether in this one. But here's another one, another windy under. We've got teams struggling like Miami, no more Tyreek Hill, and we've got Cleveland with a quarterback. This is his first home start, if you could believe that. So, yeah, give me the under, another windy under here. Big wins here, and you're seeing a total of 40. Yeah, I'll take this one. Give me Cleveland and Miami to go under. But, yeah, this was one I don't want any part of, Miami getting points. Here's one that the Browns. We've seen this line kind of drop from 3 to 2.5 in the last 24 hours. That wouldn't stop me because the public is all on Miami. It's good fade the public here. Let's go to the next game. Tennessee Titans have a rookie quarterback and now a new coach. Cam Ward, your quarterback. They are 7-point home underdogs to the New England Patriots at Drake May. Total 42 in Nashville, this one, Dennis.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I would like to watch this game. Not in person, of course. But I wouldn't mind seeing this game. This is the ultimate Mike Vrabel revenge game. Let's see who Beerman has on this game. Where is it? Beerman is taking Tennessee. I understand that there's a new bounce, the new coach bounce in effect on this game, but I don't think that's going to deter Vrabel from executing his revenge. I think he's got his team pumped up. And I think here's the other thing, too. The New England Patriots are a team that, of course, they started off the season slow with a new coach and a second-year quarterback. But this team has gotten better week after week after week. And I know there could be a little bit of a letdown after the big win at Buffalo, but I think this team is going to execute against Vrabel's former team. Give me New England minus an incredulous 7 points. Your turn.
Our two favorite win totals before the year were the Saints to go under 5.5 and the Patriots to go over, I think it was 7.5 when we got them. Then they got up to 8.5 by the time we got to summer. But, yeah, this is kind of when the Patriots beat the Saints last week, that was kind of the hammer, getting to the nail on that one to kind of make both those teams on their way. Yeah, the Patriots are the better team here. They got the better quarterback here. Do they have the better coach? Yes, they have the better coach. but I'll still take Tennessee getting points. There's usually a little bump when a coach gets fired, but yeah, this is not a game I want to take Tennessee. It's not real money. It would be just play money on this one. But I do like the under the total here. Total 42. It came down from 44.5. I'm going under the total. That's a Mac Daddy Stogie. Titans and Pats under the 42 here in this one. Let's go to the next game. It is the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams. They are now 5-point home favorites over Spencer Rattler and the New Orleans Saints. Total 47. Bears and Saints, Dennis.
Well, obviously, Beerman is taking the Bears. I don't think that he even bothered to look to see who they were playing. The Saints are minus 49 points in the differential department. The Bears are negative 2 points in the differential division. And the Bears may have found something this past week on Monday night when they took out the Washington Commanders. Of course, they also found the ball 3 times. The ball was handed to them from the Washington Commanders. Those 3 turnovers. The first 2 didn't matter. That third one was game ending. So, the Bears may have found something. And I don't know what it is about Chicago quarterbacks. Justin Fields holds on to the ball too long. And Caleb Williams holds on to the ball too long. But Caleb Williams did look better. I'm not saying he looked great or that he even really looked good. He looked better. Hard to take the Bears to cover the spread because I think New Orleans is a bit on the improve as well. Being in Chicago, that's a tough task. I'm taking the Saints with the points, but I think Chicago wins.
Mac Daddy Stogie. Give me the Saints here, getting the 5. It was this morning. This was 5.5. This line has been moving towards the Saints today, and we see the betting markets kind of split on both sides. Give me the Saints, bad team. Road dog off a bad season. We like those. And here's another one. The windy under in Chicago. You're going to see a lot of windy unders here this week in this one. Give us under the 47. This was 47.5 this morning, too. So you're not getting the best of it if you waited. But I'd still go under, and I'd still take the Saints here with a point spread of 5 and a total of 47. 2 of my favorite bets of the week, Saints and under in this game. Let's go to the next game, though. It is the Minnesota Vikings. No official word on who the quarterback is yet. They are hosting Jalen Hurts and the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles on a 2-game losing streak. Eagles, 1.5 favorites, total 43.5, Dennis.
Minnesota coming off the bye from last week. Is that accurate? I believe it is.
Yes.
And being at home in that dome, a very difficult place for visiting teams to win. Philadelphia just defies explanation. I can't put my finger on it. If Carson Wentz is in this game, I'm taking Minnesota to win and cover. Without Carson Wentz, I'll register a no beat. Beerman is taking. Hang on, I got to find it. Where is it? Beerman is taking Minnesota as well. Your turn.
Are you seriously saying you'd rather have Carson Wentz than J.J. McCarthy?
Yes.
Okay. But it's not hand over fist. It's not a huge advantage, though. Would you? I mean, for me, it's right now. It's a coin flip for either one of these guys in terms of what they've proven. Is that? Am I wrong in your eyes?
From a coin flip for me,
yeah.
But yeah, I think Carson Wentz's experience, especially when it comes to playing better teams that are filled with veteran players. Yeah, if he was taking on Spencer Rattler, then I think it would be a little more even.
I'll take the Vikings in this one, but this is not a spot where you want to fade a Super Bowl champion who's lost 2 in a row. And the sharp money is definitely on the Eagles here in this one. 54% of the tickets, 72% of the money. That's a little bit sharp play to the Eagles here in this one. And, that's how I'll play this one as well.
There's too much talent for the Eagles, and obviously they're going to figure it out eventually, and it probably will be this week. And I would also caution this. I mean, and I know you don't do this, but if I were actually betting this game, I would buy the extra half point and make it at least Minnesota +3.
Let's go to the next game. You talk about CNC Music Factory. I know you like the old school R&B, Dennis. CNC Music Factory. Things that make you go, The New York Jets and Justin Fields are at home against Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers. Carolina currently a 1.5-point favorite. When this line opened on Sunday, the Jets were a 1.5-point favorite. It is a dog to fave line move. Carolina now the 1.5 favorite. Total 42.5. Who in the world would say an 0-6 team would open as a favorite in the desert, Dennis?
Well, yeah, I mean, the Jets. Wait, hang on. I'm looking at the wrong screen. Sorry, you bounced me there. The Jets are at home, and they're winless. I know their defense is terrible. And think about this, too. A couple of weeks ago, Rico Dowdle was a foregone answer to him. So, I mean, he was just not even thought of in this league. Now he is, I think, number 5. He's number 5 on the rushing chart with 472 rushing yards. That's 400 rushing yards in the last 2 weeks for the Carolina Panthers. That's a big deal, man. And the Jets' defense has been terrible. Having said all that, how many points are you getting with the Jets?
You are getting 1.5.
Oh, boy. Oh, this is a tough one for me. Who's Beer Man taking? Hang on. Let me look at Beer Man's pick.
Just take whoever Beer Man doesn't take. That's always a good thing to do.
Beer Man is taking the Jets.
Although this year, he's killing it. He's killing us this year. Beer Man's doing great this year.
I'm taking the Jets, too.
I got
no science. I got very little science behind this. I just think the Jets defense realized that last week that game was in hand. They actually could have upset the Denver Broncos if they had any semblance of an offense. Waiting until there's 2 minutes left in the first half to get your first down, much like the Bengals did last week, is not the answer to winning games. Somehow, some way, I'm taking the Jets.
I'm taking the Jets here too, but I will not touch a side on this one because it's dog to favorite. I always love to take the favorites, and when a team starts out as a dog and then becomes a favorite, I like to lay the chalk with the favorite there. But for our purposes, yeah, I'll pass on the side. But I do love the total here. Here's another windy under. And do you really trust Bryce Young and Justin Fields to put up 43 between them? I don't, especially in the wind in the Meadowlands. Give me the under. That's one of my Mac Daddy stogies. Carolina and the Jets under in this one. Let's go to the 4 o'clock games. Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts are 1.5-point road dogs in L.A. against Justin Herbert and the Chargers. Total, a big one, 48.5 here, Dennis.
Gotta love this one. The number 1 team in the AFC South versus the number 1 team in the AFC West. The Chargers are +2 in the point differential. The Colts are +78 in the point differential. I love Indianapolis. I just think the Chargers are still just a little bit of a mess. A lot of injuries on that team, and I know Indianapolis has a questionable defense. The Chargers have a questionable offense. Herbert's been pretty good, but the rest of the cast has been a little under the radar as far as getting noticed. I'm taking Indianapolis to win and cover in this game, and I know it's a few more points than I really like, but I do believe in Indianapolis in this game. Beerman is taking the Chargers.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I'll take the Colts for our purposes. But here's another game. Here's a line freeze type thing, and I'm looking at the markets here. So many of over 80% of the tickets and money are on the over here, but we haven't seen this total budge from 48.5. Line freeze, there's a reason why the markets, the odds makers won't move this from 48.5 to 49, a divisible by 7 number. Give me under Colts and Chargers. That's my favorite bet in that game. But, yeah, side, sheesh. That's another tough one as well. I'm not taking many sides this week. I can promise you that right now. I've only got a few that I'm taking in terms of sides. Playing a lot more totals this week. Let's go to Denver. Bo Nix.
I will say that it's worth remarking, Brad, that the Chargers defense has given up 125 points. That's pretty solid through 6 weeks of football. I don't think they've had their bye yet. No. The Colts have only given up 116 points. Well, the defense is actually outperforming the Chargers defense if you go head-to-head, which is, of course, impossible in the NFL. But, there it is. It's a stat that's worth making.
Let's go to Denver. Bo Nix and the Broncos. 7-point home favorites over a team in the New York Giants with Jackson Dart at quarterback. They are completely different than they were 6 weeks ago. Line is 7, total 40, Dennis.
I don't care how hot you think Beerman is. The New York Giants is his pick for this game. I'm taking Denver in this game. I think Denver has watched the tape from last week. their visit to New York, and I think that they're all holding their head in their hands and maybe even a little more than just embarrassed over their performance. They could have put that game away, should have put that game away at any point, and they just couldn't do it. And they're a better team than that, and they know they are. The Denver Broncos win and cover. Jackson Dart's been outstanding, but he's going to Mile High. And he's got Scatterbo, who's had a concussion already this season. Listen, there's a lot to love about this fledgling Giants team, but right now I'm taking Denver to cover up a couple of last week's sins.
I'll take the Giants here just because I'm not going to lay more than a touchdown in the NFL almost always. And I'm not going to touch this total either. You look at the Giants, and a month ago, they were Russell Wilson quarterback, Tyrone Tracy running back, Malik Neighbors receiver. And they were 0-3 to start. Now they're Jackson Dart, Scatterbo, and Wan'Dale Robinson. And they're one of the hottest things going in the NFL after a couple of weeks of winning games with those guys. Yeah, I'll take them in the points, but I don't feel very good. They might get their comeuppance, as you say this week, Dennis. Let's go to the next game. Divisional rivalry. Reminders of Thanksgivings gone by. The Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott are at home against Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commandos. Washington, 2-point favorite. Big total, 54.5 in this one, Dennis.
Yeah, I like the over in this game, too. Washington getting beat by the Bears makes Beerman want to take Washington. That way it makes his Bears win look even better. Beerman is taking Washington in this game. I think I'm taking Dallas. This is a tough one for me to pick because it really could slide either way. Who's got the better quarterback here? Who's got the better coaching? Who's got the better defense? Man, I mean, all of those things are questionable at best. I was going to pull up the point differential on this. Hang tight while I do that because I want to see this myself. The Cowboys are -6 on the season. The Commanders are +32. But Dallas has scored 20 more points. They've just given up a lot more. Their defense has just given up a lot more points. I think Dallas gets up for this game. When does CeeDee Lamb return? And don't look now, but George Pickens is the number 3 wide receiver so far this season. Brad? It
does look like CeeDee Lamb is back this week. Here's a spot where 52.5 may not be enough, or 54.5 may not be enough, depending on where you look. Here's a spot where it's a divisional under, but it's probably not a divisional under I'm going to play. I'll take the Cowboys getting 2. If you've noticed in these Cowboys games, especially late when they're close, that kicker they have is an absolute weapon. He can hit from 65 like it's nothing. The Aubrey kid. Yeah. It's unbelievable at the end of those games how you have to play basically against him, because knowing that all the Cowboys need is one first down off a kickoff and they can make a field goal right there. So, yeah, this is a good one. Lots of points in this one, and I probably won't be touching this game from either side or total standpoint. Let's go to Arizona. Arizona does not know their quarterback yet. Could be Brissett, could be Kyler Murray, could be Kurt Warner for all we know. But Jordan Love and the Packers are 6.5-point road favorites here. Total 44.5 in the desert, Dennis.
Beerman taking Green Bay to cover those points. I am taking Arizona. Jacoby Brissett is actually an upgrade, I feel, over Kyler Murray. Arizona has really been through the grist this season. Much like last season, very little has changed, I guess. One week I like their coach. The next week I don't like their coach. I don't know what to make about this team. Arizona just can't seem to quite put it all together week after week after week. Consistency is not their friend. I think this week they put it together for the most part. Green Bay's been struggling a little bit, and even more so on the road. Give me Green Bay to win, but give me Arizona to cover this game.
Regardless of quarterback, I'll be on Arizona to cover this game. But if you look at the betting splits, it's 53% on the side, both money and tickets, 51% of the total. In other words, the public hasn't really picked a side here. So, we look at markets. I look at markets a lot, as much as anything for these. And, the public can't make up their mind side or total on this one either. I'll take the dog and under, but I don't feel great about it. But let's go to Sunday Night Football. The Atlanta Falcons, Michael Penix Jr., your quarterback. They're traveling to San Francisco. We don't know who the quarterback is. Could be Mac Jones. Could be Brock Purdy. We're not sure yet. But the Niners are 2-point home favorites in this one, total 47.
This is another good one. The Atlanta Falcons have scored 100 points this year. They've also given up 100 points this year. San Francisco is -3 on the point line differential. Tough game to pick. I think everybody's going to be on Atlanta because of their annihilation of the Buffalo Bills Monday night. San Francisco, of course, still injury prone, and now who's the name is escaping me all of a sudden. Fred Warner is out for the rest of the season now. Another blow to the defense. Never mind that. I'm taking San Francisco to win and cover. Is Brock Purdy back this week?
We do not know yet. A starter has not been named yet for the.
And George Kittle is expected back this week, I believe.
Yeah. This is a tough one. I'll take the Falcons on principle alone. You talked about the linebacker for San Francisco being out the rest of the way. The Falcons might have the best player in the league right now. Their running back, Bijan Robinson. He's putting up crazy numbers right now, both receiving and rushing. So, yeah, there's a spot you see props. Yeah, it's tough to go. We had him on a prop the other night, 110 yards rushing and receiving combined yards, something we gave out on the radio. He's averaging over 140 this year. You had to think to yourself, what's the catch with this? So yeah, too good to be true. But we'll take Atlanta getting the points in this one. They are on a short week, so look out for there as they kind of play. They played on the Monday night game. All right, let's go to this.
Bear Man is also taking Atlanta, and I just think that win, it was just too big for them to on a short week's rest to go into San Francisco. So give me San Francisco.
Let's go to Monday night. Baker Mayfield, one of the favorites for the MVP right now, if you can believe that. He and Tampa Bay go to Detroit to play Jared Goff and the Lions. 5.5, the Lions are favored by, total 52.5.
Beer Man loves the Tampa Bay in this game. I am going on the other side of that coin. I think Dan Campbell is probably still, well, he's always red in the face. I think he's probably still yelling at his team over their performance in Kansas City. Look, that game was a setup game. I mean, this would be a fine time if we cared enough to start talking about the officiating in the NFL. I know Major League Baseball is going to the computer for the strikes and balls. Pray God, pray tell, when will the NFL do the same for penalties? Because some of the officiating we've seen this season, and particularly last week, has just been atrocious. And I know you don't watch as much of the games as I do, Brad. Give me Detroit in this game. I think that Coach Campbell is just livid. He doesn't abide such things very well, and his team knows it, and they will cover a 5-point spread against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, just too many injuries, man. Just too much going on right now. They're due for a letdown. This is it.
People always ask me, why do you take all those dogs on that podcast? It's all you do is take the underdogs. There are live dogs and there are dead dogs. I don't think Tampa is a very live dog at this spot, especially after a big win last week against San Francisco. Detroit has been playing well. They've been putting up points. Here's a spot where I would love to take, lay some chalk with Detroit here. I'll take Tampa on principle alone. Here's a spot where I don't think Tampa is a very live dog at all. Huge total here, divisional game. I'll stay away from that as well. But yeah, here's a spot. Laying the chalk might not be a bad idea, especially when you see 78% of the tickets and money on Tampa to cover this point spread. I'll fade the public here. Fading the public has been a very good way to do this year. I think it's something like if you see a team getting more than 60% of the money, those teams are hitting 33%, which means fade the public hit 67 this year so far. Let's go to the last Monday night game. Sam Darnold, the Seahawks, 3-point home favorites over C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans. Total 41, Monday night, late night.
It's still 3.5. Is that what you said? Yes.
It is 3 consensus. I see 1 3.5. Everybody else is at 3 right now.
Beer Man taking Seattle. I'm taking Texas off the bye. Texas defense, very good. Maybe the best defense in the NFL. Seattle's defense, equally good. The under looks pretty tasty here as well. But the Texans coming in off the bye, and they got a little bit of steam the week before the bye. So I'm taking Texas here to cover these points.
I will take the Texans also. The hook will bring you back if you can get that 3.5, but it's a 3 a lot of places. I do see a chalky fanboy site has it at 3.5. But you have to lay some juice on that one. I'll take the Houston getting the 3 here. And, of course, the primetime unders have done very well so far this year. We'll play the under in this one. There you have it, folks. 15 games in the NFL this week. And let's see what Dennis Dillon has for his best bets, his Mac Daddy Stogies, if you will. Live dogs and dead dogs, Dennis. Who you got?
This is the part of the program that I always forget to do. I like the Cleveland Browns at home, minus 2.5 or 3, whatever you're going to end up getting. I like Denver at home to win and cover over the Giants. I like Detroit minus the 5 over Tampa Bay. And I like San Francisco minus 2.5 over Atlanta.
I can't disagree with Cleveland and Detroit there. I think those are two favorites that are really set up to really win and cover these point spreads. My Mac Daddy Stogies, I'm playing 3 games right now in the NFL so far this week. Bengals on Thursday night, getting the 5.5. This is a coin flip for me. And here's a spot where I'll take the Thursday night dog. I'll also take on Sunday morning, I'll take Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence getting 3 against the Rams and Matthew Stafford. And I'm sorry, Beer Man, I'm taking the Saints getting the 5. This is down from 5.5. I'm going to take the Saints getting the 5 in Chicago against Caleb Williams and the Bears. I love 6 totals in this game in this week, though. The games in Europe with the Rams and Jacksonville under the 44.5. The game in KC, Raiders and Chiefs under 45.5. New England, Tennessee under the 42. New Orleans, Philadelphia under 47.5. Carolina and the Jets under 42.5. And Colts and Chargers under 48.5. So to recap mine, Bengals, Saints, and Jaguars against the spread, and unders when the game's in Jacksonville, the game's in Europe, Kansas City, Tennessee, Philadelphia, New York Jets, and LA Chargers. There you have it, folks. Our Mac Daddy Stogies for this week 7 of the NFL season. Dennis, any farting shots or anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, 2 teams this week on a very much needed bye, and that would be the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. Both teams licking their wounds into their bye weeks. Next week will be week 8 in the NFL is going to be a big one. There are 6 teams on bye next week. Detroit, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Arizona, Seattle, and Jacksonville. A lot of those teams in our picks this week, several of them, 4 for me, and I think maybe 5 for you. So always nice to take a team that's got a week off ahead of them. And the other thing I was going to point out was, speaking of best bets, I had Cincinnati on a different page here. Yeah, again, this is do it or die for Cincinnati. They might have found a little electricity with Joe Flacco in the second half of the game against Green Bay last week. I think that's opened up a little Pandora's box for the team, and this is a must-win situation. I look for them to put up whatever you might call Cincinnati's best effort. However bad that might be, I think we're going to see it tomorrow night in the Thursday night game. Brad, back to you.
Back to you. Back to live action. I can't. The Bengals. With the division game, especially on Thursday night, and you've seen all these guys underachieve so far this year, and the market's all over the Steelers here. Why not the Bengals tomorrow night? I love fading the public. Here's a good spot to do it, and I'm starting to see a little bit of juice. This might come down to 5 once we get to game time. That's what the tea leaves are telling me right now. Yeah, I'm loving that game.
Hard to imagine that Jamar Chase would even be in the top 5 as far as receiving yards so far this season, but he is. He's number 5, which says a lot about Jamar Chase. That catch he made last week was just the most highly improbable catch ever. And yeah, there he is, number 5 on the list of receiving yards thus far this season, with a combined with about 6 quarters of Joe Burrow, and then about how many games did Jake Browning play? Regardless,
2.5.
I mean, he's done it with in the most disturbing circumstances. And I also want to point this out about the Cincinnati Bengals. Their kicker was one timeout away from setting a new record for the longest field goal. When a timeout was called by Matt LaFleur for the Green Bay Packers, his kick hit the crossbar and then bounced through, which would have made it a 67-yard field goal, but the kick was denied due to the Green Bay timeout. So there you go.
I remember when I started watching football, and like a 40-yard field goal was like a huge deal. You know, it's like if somebody would kick even go back to Scott Norwood, who missed that kick in the Super Bowl. If you go back and watch that, you could hear the announcers, wow, this is a 49-yard field goal outdoors on grass. My God, what a chance they're taking. Today they just laugh at that. And it's amazing how the game has changed, and it's amazing how, just especially the kickers have changed. Where a 60-yarder, I dare say more than half the kickers in the league can hit a 60-yarder if need be. So, yeah.
Yep, no question. Well, cheers, Brad. Say a little prayer for our buddy Beer Man and his family. As
Amen.
They're going through a little bit right now.
Amen to that. Our best wishes to Beer Man. Like we say, it's very tough to go through family stuff, and we've all been there. And when you have this, it's good to have support and people that'll pat you on the back. And the Beer Man's got that in us, and he's got that in a lot of people. So good luck to you, Beer Man. All the best. Our thoughts and prayers with you, and just keep hustling. Do the best you can, buddy.
That's it for the Bottom Line Sports Rocker podcast. Week 7 is about to be in the books. Can you believe this season is closing in on the halfway point already? Unbelievable.
I don't
the Bottom
know.
Line Sports Rocker podcast brought to you by Circa Sports and Circa Sports Kentucky. Brad, why don't you take everybody home and tell them thanks for listening?
Thanks for listening. And until the next time, as always, may the winners be yours.